We had high hopes, but no one expected the show to be quite this good. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Better Call Saul moments.
What the hell is a squad count?
It's when a man sits in pie. He sits in a pie.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at what we consider to be the greatest scenes throughout the show's first 4 seasons. Number 10. Mike Meets Gus. One of the strengths of Breaking Bad was its incredible cast of characters. Although Mike and Gus weren't introduced until late into the second season, both became instant fan favorites. Better Call Saul took its sweet time getting to their fated meetup, but the wait was well worth it. After dismantling his station wagon and finding a tracker, which was itself a brilliant scene, Mike turns the tables and finds his way to Gus, who meets him on a beautiful stretch of open road.
You care to elaborate?
It's not in my interest for Hector Salamanca to die.
It's mostly just business, but it was amazing to see these classic characters come face to face for the first time. Number 9. Kim's car crash. By the end of season 3, Kim had worked herself into overdrive, and it came at a major cost. While driving to a meeting with Gatwood, Kim loses focus and crashes her car into a boulder. Car crashes are nothing new on TV, but the way in which this scene was filmed was original and horrifying. It's very well edited, and it gives viewers a realistic and distressing sense of what being in a serious car crash looks, sounds, and feels like. It's fitting that the episode ends with Kim watching her hard work scattered by the roadside. Maybe she should take a break. Number 8. Jimmy tries to get fired. It's not all drama on Better Call Saul. It can also be the funniest show on TV, evidenced by the brilliant montage in Season 2's Inflatable. Wishing to quit Davis in Maine, but unwilling to fork over his signing bonus, Jimmy does everything in his power to get himself fired.
What are you doing?
Hey, Doug, got a juicer for the office.
Jimmy, it's very loud.
Ryan, come on in.
We have clients out there.
Sure you can. 2, coming right up.
This includes blending fruit in the office, playing the bagpipes, and wearing those classic gaudy Saul Goodman suits.
I took your advice. I'm blowing off steam.
Blowing off steam.
Both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul have the greatest montages in television history, each subsequent one somehow finding a way to top the last. This is yet another example, and plus, it has poop jokes. You just can't go wrong.
And we're not talking about a number 1.
Yes, thank you, Aaron.
Number 7. Chuck's demise. We all knew it was coming, but it was still scary to witness. After relapsing back into this supposed electromagnetic hypersensitivity, Chuck has a full-on meltdown and literally destroys his house to find out what's still using electricity. This is shot in yet another fantastic montage and scored to some truly eerie music, which perfectly conveys Chuck's deteriorating mental state. And then the episode ends with the show's most gruesome scene as Chuck rhythmically kicks a table until the lantern falls, engulfing his house in flames. It was a far darker demise than anyone could have expected, and while not many people liked Chuck, no one deserves to go out like this. Number 6. The pill swap. Only Better Call Saul can make a 5-minute scene feel like an hour, in a good way. When it comes time to swap Hector's pills, Nacho enacts a rather intricate plan. Sabotage the air conditioning, so Hector takes his jacket off, pretend that something's wrong with the money, have Hector inspect it, then purloin the pills from the pocket of his discarded jacket while he's distracted.
I'm so sorry, Don Hector.
The scene is unbearably tense, because we know full well that this is a literal life or death situation for Nacho, and while his plan is successful, we must say, throwing the pill bottle back into the jacket pocket was a pretty ballsy move. Number 5. Mike kills Werner. After Werner breaks out of Gus's secret living quarters, Mike is tasked with tracking him down. And when Werner accidentally unveils information about the super lab to rival Lalo Salamanca, Mike has little choice except to execute him, of mice and men style.
I go back now. I go back in the morning. What difference can it make? It's not gonna happen.
Not only is the scene heartbreaking and the cinematography gorgeous, but it serves as a fantastic character moment for Mike. Gone is the relatively peaceful, non-violent Mike of old.
I will walk out there to get a better look.
He's now officially a thug, working for a psychotic drug lord, and Werner's murder serves an important transitional moment To bridge the divide between Better Call Saul Mike and Breaking Bad Mike. No more half measures indeed. Number 4. Jimmy and Kim Swindle Ken. Poor Ken. If his car isn't being blown up, he's getting swindled. Granted, he kind of asks for it. In the season 2 premiere, Jimmy and Kim pose as financially ignorant siblings interested in Ken's investment skills.
Oh my god, did we drink the entire bottle?
No, yeah, we didn't. Hey, cheers.
Come on, I think we're ready for the check.
They get drunk on expensive tequila, and Ken is left only with an exorbitant bill. It's a fun scene, and also serves a deeper purpose.
Is this right?
Jimmy and Kim clearly have a blast, but while Jimmy would love for this lifestyle to continue, Kim sees it as a fun night, and nothing more.
Wait till you see what I floss with.
Although the two have chemistry, their personal relationship and business practices are not sustainable, no matter how much we may wish they were. Number 3. Jimmy and Chuck's final talk. Remember when we said that not a lot of people like Chuck? It's not exactly hard to see why.
You're not a real lawyer. University of American Samoa, for Christ's sake?
First, he breaks Jimmy's heart by telling him he's not a real lawyer. And then, when Jimmy comes around to make amends, Chuck tells him that he can't stop himself from hurting others, and that he never truly cared about him.
I don't want to hurt your feelings. But the truth is, you've never mattered all that much to me.
They're horrible final words to hear from a brother, and it seems to be the catalyst that finally pushes Jimmy towards irreputable legal practices and the Saul Goodman moniker. He tried living an honest life for Chuck, but if none of it ever mattered, then what's the point? Number 2. Jimmy's testimony. While we all hate Chuck, there's no denying that Jimmy can be a slimeball as well. This is probably most evident in the season 4 finale, when Jimmy utilizes his dead brother's memory and legacy to worm his way back into law.
I'll never be as moral as him. I'll never be as smart. I'll never be as respected. I'll never be as good as Chuck.
Jimmy visibly moves the court with a touching speech about living up to the esteemed McGill name.
I never had a chance to write him a letter and to tell him all the things that I should have.
However, he later reveals his true self, boasting that it was all a ploy. And Kim is equal parts baffled and devastated. The man she respected and loved is now gone, replaced by an imposter practicing under a different name.
Jimmy, what?
It's all good, man.
We've finally witnessed the birth of Saul Goodman. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Broke my boy. I broke my boy.
I thought I owed it to Jimmy to tell him.
Owed it to him? Did you owe it to Rebecca? You tell her your theory? That Chuck intentionally set himself on fire?
One lucky old man.
The hell? Let go! Let go!
Number 1. Jimmy cross-examines Chuck. Chicanery is often considered the show's greatest episode, with most of the praise aimed at the famous court scene.
Right, so with the lights out, you don't feel them.
If the current's not flowing, no.
Oh, sorry about the exit signs. I guess they couldn't kill those for you.
During the cross-examination, Jimmy pulls one over on Chuck by revealing that he slipped a phone battery into his jacket pocket to disprove his EHS.
I am not crazy!
Chuck completely loses his cool, scaring everyone in attendance into shocked silence. The way the camera slowly creeps onto his face, combined with Michael McKean's brilliant performance, told us that this was the beginning of the end for Chuck.
He'll never change.
Jimmy's face says it all. As much as it hurts him, he had to destroy his brother's reputation to advance his own. It's heartbreaking drama and amazing television. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.